hope you're all well. Hello.
Hey, Samantha, how's it going?
Good, thanks. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for having us today.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. So we'll just give it a couple of minutes for everyone to come on.
Amazing.
If you're watching, just come on and say hi. I know there's quite a lot of interest. People want to come and see what you guys are up to. And where are you based at the moment?
We're based near Twickenham, so a place called Witton.
Yeah. Not a lot of people know where it is, but we're in Witton in London.
So are you rugby fans?
No.
Do you know what?
Twickenham?
Wasted on us.
It is wasted on us.
It's down the road, but it's actually wasted. I'm more of a football fan.
See, everybody gets dressed up and everything. And we said we should go.
They do rugby sixes where everyone gets dressed up, and it looks amazing. And I haven't actually been one. So, yeah, I need to make myself a rugby fan.
Oh, hey, Lisa, how are you? Good to see you. If you're coming on now, just say hi. With StreamYard, you've just got to give them permission to show your name. That'd be fab. Yeah, I think, is there any of the pilot events? There's going to be some sporting pilot events coming up. I'm trying to think if any of them are. There's Goodwood, that's one of the pilot events.
Yeah.
There's a few others, but I can't remember now off the top of my head. But that will be interesting to know if it's near you. Yeah. And is it very quiet then by the river? All the places?
It's lovely.
Yeah, it's really relaxing. I think as we get a little bit older, we like a bit more greenery, a little bit more space, and close to the river is a good thing. We're not too far. We're not right next to it, but we're 5 or 10 minute drive away if needs to be.
It's lovely, isn't it? And what about Kew Gardens? That's not that far from you either.
No, that's not too far either.
Not far at all.
We could drive there quite quickly.
Yeah.
We've got loads of parks near us. Bushy Park.
Bushy Park's amazing. We've got Richmond Park down the road. And we've got Osterley Park as well, which is a really nice park.
That's a good
one of my nice hidden gems in London that not a lot of people know about. So yeah, I've just told everyone.
Wow. Amazing.
It's not hidden anymore.
It's not hidden anymore.
No, it's really beautiful.
Great place.
No, everyone will be there now.
No, it's been quite busy over this period.
Yeah, it's true.
We've not visited Osterley Park as
much.
We're going to the little quiet ones. We found loads of little places around here.
That's the thing.
We didn't even know about them.
Try to find these kind of nooks and crannies, and you do find some amazing gems that are near to where you live, which is such a great kind of benefit of lockdown.
Yeah, definitely. Lisa just says, she's got a glass of red at the ready. Perfect.
Come on,
Thursday.
We're talking about. We're all about
where are drinks?
I've got one here. I've got one here.
I had a mocktail earlier for our live. We did a live a minute ago where we
just come off from being live.
Yeah, announced the winner of one of our competitions, our drink competitions, Mooseye. So I've got like a mocktail, which is a lemongrass and ginger with soda water.
I love anything ginger. It's the same thing here, but not in a fancy glass. It's just a standard glass.
No, that sounds good. That sounds fab. I can't see it still on Facebook, so I'm just going to wait to see it come up on Facebook. Yeah, just a bit slow. No, I'm meant to be going to friends later for some distance drinks in the garden, but the weather's not.
It just turned. It was a lovely day.
Though. It's really warm out there.
Yeah, quite a humid day still.
It just started raining here, so maybe we're a little bit behind.
Yeah. I had to quickly run and grab the washing. It's just started raining. But I'm sure it'll be fine. It is still quite a warm day.
Yeah, fab. No, I still can't see it, but I'm sure it should be up there by now. So let's just start. So thank you so much for joining. And if anyone else is watching, just come on and let us know, because I can't tell with StreamYard. That'd be lovely to know that you're there. So thank you so much for joining this evening. So we've got
yeah, we appreciate you having us on this platform. It's such a nice platform to speak with like-minded events and event profs. It's so good to kind of.
It's great what you do. We really appreciate it. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. No, thanks so much for joining. So we've got Elliot and Josie, and you've been running Art Sippers now since 2019, which is fantastic. And you're both working in events for quite a while now, in the last kind of 15 years. So if you'd just like to introduce yourselves and let everyone know a little bit about your background, that would be lovely.
Yeah, sure. So hi guys, I'm Elliot Nortey. I was going to introduce you as well.
I'm Josie Pitcher. We always do,
We're so used to doing that.
NorteyPitcher. Pitcher is like the cocktail drink.
And naughty as in naughty. So yeah, we always go back to back and introduce ourselves to our sippers. So NorteyPitcher is our affectionate name with our sippers.
Oh, that's fab.
Online audience.
Our online audience. So so I'm Elliot. I've been doing events for about 10 years. Been working for creative agencies, promotional agencies, and doing pop-up launches, product launches, and kind of different expeditions and exhibitions for various brands over the years. I just found that events was something that I really engaged with, really liked, loved meeting new people, liked having projects, and it was something that I kind of fell into. It wasn't something that I had necessarily gone into, but I think I graduated during the year of, I think people remember the credit crunch. So it was 2007, 2008, and it was a year when a lot of people who were graduates came out and there were people saying that you needed to have experience. And you couldn't have experience because we just came out of university. So that was when a time where I was looking for things, trying to find out what I was passionate about, and fell into events and then stumbled into this world where there were just amazing people and amazing opportunities to see more parts of the UK and also grow my kind of curiosity with this new kind of space. And since then, the past 10 years, I've just been working my way through different kind of events, different brands, and to this day now creating my own brand. So yeah, that's my kind of, in a nutshell, how I've come to where I am.
I'm quite similar really as well. I kind of fell into events. After kind of school, went to uni, kind of went down the arts and media route, doing broadcast media, but then kind of went into the events industry a little bit, doing the same thing as Elliot. That's kind of where we met anyway.
Yeah, we actually met doing
events and stuff.
Wow.
We are actually a couple, and we've been a couple ever since, really.
Yeah, people don't realise that, but you're actually a couple, not just online.
So, yeah.
And then, so what kind of led you to setting up Art Sippers?
So we were doing events for 10 years for different companies. And the one thing that I loved about events was the fact that you could really get involved and create a project. And you started to learn processes, you started to learn kind of customer services, you started to get a real gauge of how this, say if it was a pop-up store or project, how it worked. So as event pros, you kind of know that projects usually last for about 6 weeks, if we're lucky 6 months, but after that they come to an end. And that's where I used to find that after those 6 months, after building something that's really great, usually build quite a good family feel, everyone enjoys what they're doing, and then it comes to an end. So it starts to get almost slightly frustrating because you do believe that if this carried on, it would become something even better. So after that and working on the field, I think there was an understanding that we wanted to do something that resonated with us and that we could grow with, not just have something that stopped after 6 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was where the start was, and kind of not feeling fulfilled in that kind of industry, that we were giving as much as we had. We always felt like we were giving ourselves or playing ourselves short. And then Art Sippers was something that came at the end where we realized that we wanted to do something that made an impact and something that was positive. And something
that we really loved as well.
Exactly.
And that was really important, something that we were quite passionate about, that we really liked. And because we always felt that we were doing something for other people as such,
Sure.
which was lovely, and we really enjoyed that. But there's just something different about doing something for yourself, and something a bit more fulfilling about, doing something for yourself. So I think that was the key thing, and the key reason really as to why we're like, right, we need to, and we've been talking about it for quite a while.
A long time.
We were like, oh, we need to break off and do our own thing and set up our own business. And we'd had loads of ideas, and we hadn't really, taken the plunge with anything at all.
We felt like entrepreneurs. That's the word that kept us going. So we always come up with ideas, and we were never really sure of what to execute. And then
we kind of sat around and we did a big brainstorm, and we were trying to figure out kind of what we wanted to stay in events. That's something that we loved.
Yeah.
We always loved events, and we knew it inside out. We were good at it, so we're just like,
we think we're good at it. We think we're good at it.
So we're like, right, let's stick to events. What events do we like to go to? What events do we like? I think that was really important, is to stick to something that we enjoyed.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think if you stick to something that you enjoy and that you kind of know, you're off to a good start, really. Yeah. So we kind of brainstormed, and then
kind of put our skill sets into kind of brainstorm and what Josie's good at, what I'm good at, and we kind of was trying to look at what merged, what were the crossovers, and we basically decided on
things that not necessarily we were only good at, but something that we just really like to do.
Exactly.
So you didn't necessarily have to be really good at it, but if you had a passion for it, you can learn. You can learn the stuff. True. So
and how does an art sippers work then? What's the concept behind it?
Gosh, it's essentially we bring you art with a cheeky sip. So Lisa, that's online right now with her glass of red.
She's doing the right thing.
There.
She's doing the right thing.
You get some paintbrushes. Yeah, we bring art. So we teach step by step how to do a particular painting. We've got paintings all around the room. You can probably see some behind us.
These are some created a few weeks ago.
We actually turned our living room into the studio for now. But so yeah, essentially we bring you art and bring you sip. Usually we do this in pubs and bars around London. And because of COVID and everything that's happened, we just quickly kind of pivoted to online.
It was a big pivot.
Yeah,
it was a big pivot. So yeah, first 2 weeks of lockdown, pubs and bars got closed down first. So the hospitality sector took the biggest hit. And we were working for events, and then we were also working on art sippers, kind of like 80-20%. We started last year, so we were trying to grow this as something that we could do full time. So when COVID hit, it hit right at the time where we started to build the momentum, build those contracts, build a community, and it was a big stifling block because we had, I say, maybe 5 to 8 months worth of potential bookings in line of that got cancelled. So when it did happen, we kind of thought, what can we do to make this happen? But we weren't available, so we thought the next best thing was our own house.
So it's essentially like a bit of a show, really, rather than a serious kind of art class. It's a very relaxed, chilled experience where we teach you step by step how to do a particular painting, just like these.
Is it quite modern paintings, or is it different?
Completely different each time, really. We've got a hummingbird there, Afro lady, elephant.
An elephant. I can see an elephant. Yeah, wow.
Well, we're gonna go for it. We'll show you a selection.
Got a bee.
Oh, okay. And then when it was in a bar or a pub, I suppose you would supply all the paints and canvas and everything.
Supply all the art materials from aprons to our signature little beret. So we always wear a beret because we find that a lot of people that come to any art class, they're usually quite nervous. Anxiety is real because a lot of people haven't painted since high school, since or forever. They haven't painted in a long time. So the dress up aspect, because then it lets people to just relax and realize that it isn't actually about the art. It's not that serious. We just want people to kind of have a bit of mindfulness, and we know that art, exactly, it's fun at the end of the day. And then they get out their heads and they can create anything they like. So we have a kind of mixed bag of different arts that they can choose from. But if they want to go off piste and do whatever they want, they fully can.
Wow. And do you normally have like a group that come?
So lots of times people will come with their friend, or they'll come in groups. It usually be a celebration like a birthday or something. So that's when we were in pubs and bars. They would come in groups or with someone else. Some people have come by themselves though.
That's what we encourage because we find that London is one of the biggest cities. However, it's quite a lonely place. So
really lonely.
To come by themselves to meet new people. And worst case scenario, me and Josie would talk to you.
Yeah, we always end up talking to anyone. One of our things is that we get people to say hi to each other, get them to write their names, paint their names on a little powwow, and so that they know who, and they can talk to the person next to them and reference their name, which is a lot more personal, I think. So that's what we do usually, and then we've just changed it to online now. So we turned our living room into the studio. And,
so what we are in now, this is what we do our live events on the Fridays.
It's only tiny as well.
It's a small little flat, but we've managed to make it work somehow.
Oh wow! And then do you send people like a list of what they need, or
so
what they've got at home?
When we first went into the lockdown situation, where we weren't all allowed out or anything like that, obviously with our in-person events, we supply all the materials. So that was our major first block that we had to kind of get through, and that was I was thinking, no one's going to have the equipment at home. Not many people are going to have the equipment at home. They're not, they're not going to have the right tools. It's going to be really difficult. And I think that stumped us for about a week. We were like, I don't think this is going to work. But then we had a couple of people say, you should do it. You should do it live. So I'm like, do you know what? We'll just try. and I told people to, get paints if they can. We just encouraged maybe using pens. But someone said, can we use pens? And I was like, I don't know if it's going to work with pens. I've not even really tried.
Like felt tip pens.
But it worked. Yeah, we had a few people in the first session trying, because I even went onto like Eventbrite and it said, oh, move your event to online, and then it had all these like things like of ways to do it, and they're like, if you're an art class, you might not be able to do this. And I was like, oh, but no, we tried it anyway, and I think we had like 15 people in our first one.
And I'll say probably half of those were our friends being like, we just want to support you guys, which is so sweet.
But it worked, and I think just having that first week and it working gave us the confidence to carry on. And from there, it just doubled each week, which was just incredible for us to see.
I think word of mouth was something that was really, really kind of interesting to see. I think everyone was doing quizzes at the time. There was a lot of people doing lots of things that were similar. So having something that was more art-based and more creative, I think people started to resonate to us, which was really lovely to see following grow week on week. And that's
would you consider doing it for kids?
Yes, but we've started discussing that recently.
We have. We've had some amazing kids join us. So
kids still join. They still can join.
As a rule, like because we have SIPs, we usually say it's an over 18 event. However, we don't have a kind of, we don't have bad language. We're not really in that way.
Swear or anything like that. So we try and keep it PG.
Yeah, we do.
And everything else.
Yeah. Because there's a real lack of holiday care for the summer, like nationally. So you could tap into that maybe. There's like a real lack, because all of it is all over.
Who enjoy art, and we find that a lot of kids are actually as good as the adults, better when they actually hand in their artwork.
They've got more confidence. The confidence helps.
It's just so true.
They go for it, don't they?
So it's definitely something that we're thinking of going into, because we want to encourage creativity from the young age that will then go into their adulthood. Because we find that a lot of the adults who have stopped painting was just because they were told they weren't good at art. And we know that art is subjective. So we just want the kids to realize that whatever they paint, it's going to be good as long as they express themselves. So yeah, definitely maybe something.
We've been talking about it, and I think that's something that's coming probably soon.
Yeah.
It's just, I know that I haven't taught kids, so I don't. Yeah.
I think you'd be fine.
You're gonna have to teach me what's happening with the kids.
I think you'll be amazing. Yeah, because there are art things online for kids and for young adults, but they're quite serious.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what I'm getting from you guys is that it's quite a fun thing, and I think that would be amazing. 100%. Sorry, I'm just going to help this one person's messaged me saying they can't find the recording, so I'm just going to say. Going to reply, because hopefully he's not got like lost. Well, not lost, but you know what I mean. I can't find the thing. I'm just going to say it's on the just reply quickly and just say it's on the Facebook group. I can't. Did you find it okay? And we've got a few watching. Oh, hey, Naomi, no worries. And Lisa, did you find it okay on Facebook?
Group. Naomi for coming.
Yes, we appreciate you coming to us last week.
Your partner and your sister, little sisters. I can see it now. Your comments.
Oh, little sisters and partner, and it was amazing. I love the bells, jokes, and conversation. It's so much fun.
Oh yeah. So we have a sipping bell.
Yes.
It's to encourage little sips. That could be non-alcoholic. That could be tea.
It's just to give you some perspective and take a break from your paint work, because we find that once you start painting, you get zenned out. I mean, completely. People forget that they're actually creating art. They just want to finish their masterpiece. So having this little bell just wakes them up, and it also reminds them to have a little sip.
It's so true. You just need
Luke's found it. Perfect. Hi, Luke. He's there now. That's fine. I was just like trying to find him. So how was it setting up? Oh, hang on. Lisa just said, I got a notification, clicked on that, but it's playing in the Get Ahead. That's Facebook group. Maybe he's going to be on time. Oh, he's there now. Thank you, Lisa. He's there. I think it's taking a long time to come up in the group because I can't see it still. And Naomi's saying she can't wait to book you for corporate team building events. And Lisa's looking forward to coming to one of the events as well. Yeah, definitely. So how was it then, setting up a new venture? How did you find that? Have you got any tips for people who are looking to do new things during this time? So you were doing it before, before coronavirus hit. How was that to start off with?
Yeah, so I think the one thing that cemented kind of taken, as I said earlier, like it was that first push, and we talked about business ventures before and never kind of gone through with it.
Yeah.
So for me, like I just went out and bought a load of equipment, and I was like, that's it. Like I've bought it now. I have to go through with it. And it was going around and telling people that we were doing it before we'd even started. You said that we're going to do it.
This was the accountability. So I was like, if I tell people, I'm one of those people. If I say something, I have to do it.
Exactly.
So it was something that.
And how did you find like your first client? That'd be interesting to know.
We had a couple of events, didn't we?
Yeah. So we did a few free events initially, just to kind of test the waters and see how the process worked. One thing about events, we know how good they look on paper, but when it comes into real life, a lot of the issues come to the surface. So before we kind of put ourselves out there to the public for paid events, we decided to do about 2 or 3 events just to kind of get the processes out. And then we also asked for like feedback.
That was the compulsory bit. I was like, you have to give us feedback if you're coming for free.
That was the number one metric that we needed, was feedback.
We needed to know, didn't we?
That really helped us.
Really helped.
That really helped us. Ironed out all things.
Yeah. Figure out kind of what to do, what was right, what was wrong, what we could do better. So they were really good. They gave us some good feedback, and it was good. It was good fun, wasn't it? We really enjoyed it in the first few events.
I think we enjoyed it even more than we thought we were going to. I think that was the key thing. I think we kind of had it all on paper, and we thought this should be a good idea and it should work in process. But I think the feeling afterwards, but it wasn't just us, it was actually seeing other people create things that they didn't know that they could do themselves. And I think
so true.
Seen people get from anxiety and almost fear to going to pride at the end, I think that's the biggest feeling of just joy that comes from us. And
that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
It's like the art bit is just kind of like, I don't know, it's second to what we actually want to do.
100%,
we actually want
100%.
to bring up people's confidence. And a lot of people, and our main barrier actually is that people think that they cannot paint or they cannot create or they cannot draw.
If we heard, I can't paint.
So many times.
I
can only draw stick men. These are the only words that come out of a lot of people's mouths.
100%.
Which is a hard barrier to cross, to be fair. Like that is the hardest barrier. Because people just won't book it if they think they can't paint. We need to make sure that they know it's a fun event and it's chilled and relaxed so that they come.
So it's a fun event first. Painting is obviously the medium that we're using for the fun, but you're not getting judged on it. And that's
our one rule, no judgment.
That's our
And did you get any help or advice from anyone about setting it up?
So weirdly, we actually didn't. So we did a lot of
we've worked in events for long enough.
So for 10 years, I think by osmosis, we really did feed off all the people that we had worked with. We worked so closely, myself and Josie, with project managers, event profs. These are for some large companies that have got humongous budgets. So we've kind of seen it on firsthand how they work. And I think over the years, you kind of learn their processes. You kind of learn how they work. Even though you're not in that company, you kind of learn what works, what doesn't work. So when it came to Art Sippers, we kind of learned and kind of mapped out what works, what doesn't work, what do we want to bring to our event, and what don't we want to bring to our events. So we kind of just jumped head first and went all in. But we planned it meticulously. We planned what we would like, and we planned on what we would hope other people would like. But we didn't get any help from anyone but ourselves.
No, we didn't.
No, we actually didn't. But we're so fortunate to have each other.
We've got each other to back up. So that really, really helps. And I think anyone going at it alone, well done to anyone that does that, because it's a lot of work. You
need some support. Definitely in growing a business or trying to start a business, it's the support.
That's one tip, is get someone on board to just support you, really.
You've got a lot of views, you've got a lot of kind of ideas, and you need to flesh them out. And one thing that we both had early doors was we would have ideas and we would keep them to ourselves, but a lot of the ideas sound sometimes crazy because it's a very vulnerable place. So we found that we were both just kind of like almost trying to say things and not trying to say things, so we didn't want to upset the other one. We realized that we need to be quite transparent with everything. So we've learned how to communicate better in getting our ideas out so that we can create better events. But that's something we learned. So we're learning how to really trust each other's skill sets, because we have such a different balance of skill sets, but when they work perfectly together, they really work in harmony.
Wow, amazing. Lisa's just said, this is interesting. How did you find the pivot to virtual? And presumably you're charging for a virtual event. Is there competition with all the free stuff online at the moment?
So we're actually not charging for our events.
Oh, you're not charging, right? Okay.
So the pivot was actually, it's quite scary but fun at the same time. Like we'd never really done any videos like to camera together. So that was one thing we had.
Funny enough, I think we just did one of our first ones before COVID happened.
We did our first video to camera
2 weeks before.
2 weeks before lockdown. So that was the first time we ever done it. So we jumped in, but not only that, but we jumped in deep end where we went straight live. So it wasn't pre-recorded or anything. It's all live. But the change was good and rewarding for us. We've seen our audience grow from 1,000 I think we had pre-lockdown. So we're going for a year with about 1,000 followers. Yeah. But we've seen our community grow to 4,000 strong.
Yeah, 4,000 strong.
Wow, amazing.
Three months since lockdown.
Yeah, like virtual has completely changed our perspective on what we want to do next now. And I think, definitely we're going to keep virtual going even after this.
Wow. And then I think it's Luke said the takeaway from this event makes it one of the biggest selling points.
Yes, 100%.
So true.
So we know that art is something that people don't just do, they actually get something at the end of it. And that's what makes it so good, is that they actually get something to show for it. A lot of experiences, they're amazing, and we've been to so many of them. But at the end of it, there's usually just a picture or your memory of the event. So when we created Art Sippers, we realized that it's not only just an event, they actually get to remember it every time they see it, because it's actually something visual. And it's also synonymous with usually a good memory if they're happy with their artwork. But we tried to make sure everyone's happy with their artwork. So the takeaway aspect of it is great. But not only just the takeaway, we encourage people to give it to somebody if they don't want to keep it themselves.
Oh, that's nice.
If they've done it on canvas paper and stuff, or given just their canvas away to their friends and family as birthday presents and stuff. So
we love that. We see a lot of we call them sippers.
So although we went on and we pivoted to online, initially we told people to go buy the stuff, but then we quickly got some art kits and stuff together so that they can buy from us as well. So they can go online and buy the art equipment that we have. So that was something new that we hadn't really dealt with before, products and stuff. Products
and having a shop and having something that's more of an e-commerce based site. We were so in person. So to kind of transition to be an e-commerce site solely was a bit of a strange one. So we really had to think of how and what and where we're going to sell things and how that would work.
Definitely. And have you got any tips for anyone who's thinking of setting something up themselves about how to go about doing it?
I think one thing for me is to know your audience and make it all about your audience. Like I think the community that we have with Art Sippers has kept us going. That is the main thing, really. It is all about the community. And we really didn't expect people to keep coming back. We thought maybe they'll come once, they paint their thing and then they'll go. But they have been coming back week on week. People have got home galleries now.
That's true.
We didn't expect that. We really didn't expect people to come back each week.
No.
We thought a few times, but I don't know how many we've done now.
I'm gonna say 13 or 14.
If people have been back every single Friday, it's become like a little routine.
It's become a family kind of get together. Like we find that families are doing this together as like their new quiz night every Friday.
Oh, fab.
See.
People, if they're going to set up their own business, make it about your community. Know your audience. Know what they like. If you're a member of that target market, which we kind of are, we would go to the events that we do. We used to go to like escape rooms, something a little bit different, rather than just kind of maybe down the pub. We would actually, if we're going to go out,
do something.
We were quite experience based as a couple. We kind of like things that are a bit quirky, something different, something memorable. So we would advise anyone who wants to start their own events in business or events kind of industry, or I would say firstly focus on what you enjoy. I would say that's the most important thing, because doing an event is going to be long hours. They're going to be intense. They are always fun doing the event, but there's a lot more work before and there's even more work afterwards. And a lot of people don't realize that the event is just the front of the curtain, but there's so much work that happens behind that. So if you don't love it, it will be quite evident very quickly. So we love
and be passionate about what you're going to go into, and just know your audience inside out and cater to your audience. And we, in the way that we cater to our audience, we actually ask them, what do they want? So our community, we're like, what do you want to paint? Like, you know, we could make some different paintings each week and just do it by what we like, but we actually ask them now. We do polls. We're like, hey, what do you want to paint?
Oh, that's a good idea.
So, and you know, down to whatever the poll says, we make the painting that week. And
we try to make it as interactive because we realize that they are the community and we need to respond to them. We are a service, and if the service doesn't relate to the customer, then there isn't a service. So we've had to really question what our audience wants, and seeing our audience grow from where we were at the start of lockdown to where it is now, it's just by being quite curious of what they want, what they enjoy, and then just doubling down on that each week. And it becomes more of a relationship rather than we're the business and they're our kind of subjects. They really feel like they are part of this together. So we built more of a community. It's a relationship. We've got really strong relationships with a lot of the people that come to our events, and we know them by first name basis.
Oh, wow.
So it becomes a real kind of collaborative effort to kind of grow this together, because we love creativity, they love creativity. So we kind of want them to kind of grow with us and pass on the message that art is a great way of getting mindful. It's a great way of getting out of your head and getting away from all the craziness that's going on. So they embrace it. So we kind of learn that working together is the best way to make it work.
And how about, you know, with virtual events? Obviously, if it's a live event, making it a fun experience is not so hard. How about a virtual event? Have you got any tips for people how to keep it fun and people engaged, keep your audience engaged?
So not only do we bring people art and a sip, we actually have a competition element to our events too. So we do, Elliot does that bit, so you tell them.
Oh, comments. So to make it fun, we try to give them some kind of trivia. We know that art is something that's very heads down and people really get focused, but we want to make it engaging. So we try to give them some, I call them artifacts.
Artifacts and a trivia.
So we like to make sure that they actually go away with actually learning something. So each week we have a different kind of subject or theme. So just say last week was Japan, and we were painting Mount Fuji. So we have some facts around Mount Fuji, but not only just the facts, we also have some puns and some dad jokes. Who doesn't love a dad? So we have some dad
and some music as well. Do you have some music in the background?
Yeah, so we try to kind of make it an experience where you create art, you have a bit of fun, and you also learn something at the same time.
Yeah, so with the competition aspect as well, so Elliot will tell the joke or the pun, but we actually get them to guess the answer before he just tells the answer. Yeah. So we get them to all guess, the person who gets it correctly can win a prize, which is announced at the end of the event. So that's the kind of interactiveness that we like, and just to keep people kind of engaged. But that's the fun element that I think people like, and it, just the joking, they joke between each other. Yeah. And even with some of the dad jokes, like some people give better answers than the ones we've actually got.
Most of the time they give better dad jokes.
Yeah. So that element of things. Like we like to have music, but we did come across some issues with the music.
That's
so
true.
You have to make sure it's royalty free, copyright free.
Copyright free.
Yeah, something like that. Otherwise, your work would just get taken down. So your show or your event would
So that's a key point. So if anyone's deciding to play music in their event and you want to upload them to YouTube, just be mindful that any of the music you want to play, so if it's from Spotify, just make sure that it's copyright free. Because we had to.
Yes, Luke's just written non-copyrighted music now, though, unfortunately, but it's not all bad.
Oh, Luke. Hey, Luke.
He's there, hello, Luke.
So yeah, no, it was great at the beginning. We were playing some tunes, but no, eventually that work, was blocked, and we couldn't showcase it anymore, which was, that's not what we want. We want people to be able to tune in anytime and recreate a painting we might have done at the beginning. So we had to make sure that we created a new playlist that was copyright free. And yeah, that was really important. And another thing, alcohol's great.
It's
that makes it everything.
It really does. That makes people less judgmental of themselves. So yeah, we encourage that. So it's always
helps the artistic spirit come out.
Exactly. So usually they love it even more if they've had a few sips. So that's one bad thing.
Lisa just said, is the virtual event interactive via video? Is it Zoom so that people can share their artwork, or is it one way? So you're teaching but people can't see each other?
So we had it originally on Instagram. So we would have it on Instagram and then we would have the cameras facing us. Since then, we've developed onto having it on Facebook and now on YouTube. But every time we have an event, we have, and just like our in-life events and in-person events, we have something called art appreciation. So in our in-person events, we would always get everyone up and they would walk around the class and they would see everyone's artwork and they would kind of do what they liked and they would give some appreciation, give some feedback, and give some encouragement.
Step away from the canvas for a second as well and get
100%. And then we realized that we want to try to implement that into our virtual event somehow. We wasn't sure how to do that. But we realized that by requesting some of our
Instagram Live, you can just request to join. So at halftime, we would go to the tippers that had joined us if they would request, and so we could see their work,
and
see their progress.
With the
so we'd usually go to a couple of people halfway, and then we'll go to a few more people at the end, so that we can see progress. It's we notice a lot of people aren't ready or dressed at home though, so there's a lot of people that don't want to, but there are a lot of people who do too, and that's great, and I think that's one bit of feedback that we've had from other people.
Because it's really nice
seeing other people as
seeing other people doing the artwork that you're doing and seeing their take on it live. I think that was a really good takeaway. I think they almost feel like they are now seeing someone in their house, and it feels like it's quite a nice real life situation. So not only are they doing it, they can actually see other people in different parts of the country, and that's the one thing.
And put like a face to the name as well that they might be talking to on the chat. Having a face to the name is really good. Luke Stanton, so Luke that's here as well, he comes live with us sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, fab. And Naomi just said, how did your NHS event go?
Oh yeah, it went really well.
That was amazing. That was such a beautiful event because we've obviously been in lockdown just as everyone for the past 3 to 4 months, and we haven't done any in-person events. So
it was weird, wasn't it? But great.
It was, yeah. For the past 3-4 months, we were raising money for the NHS. We were trying to give back in some small way because we realized that we know the benefits of art. So we wanted to give back to the NHS. So for the first 3 months of our events, we were just raising money solely for the NHS. We managed to raise over £1,000.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, so we reached out to any departments and said, if you want us, we will come there for free. And we've done 2 so far, and I think we got another third one earmarked. And it was just so nice to see them just taking part, and they were so happy to see us, and it was just such a beautiful.
They've been working so hard, so it just they deserve it, and I think that was what was really nice. That we obviously we had the free events. We did them free, but we asked for donations, and that's how we raised the money. But we just kind of give, like at the end, we just kind of give a big shout out saying, is there any NHS nurses that are part of our community? And we had some people come back, and like Elliot said, it was really nice to see them, but a bit odd as well at the same time, because
it was very odd.
It's almost like we got so used to virtual now, so it's like going back to life.
It's so true.
Yeah, it was good. It was lovely.
It was such a good turnout, and they did Toby the Turtle, and they all did amazing. Yeah, we always name our artwork, so we name our artwork. So we did Toby the Turtle, and they all came out amazing, and a lot of them hadn't painted since high school, so it was so good to see them get painting again with us.
Naomi was saying at the Japan event, we learned the difference between the jam roly-poly and an Arctic roll. Oh, is that Japanese then?
That's not Japanese. So usually during our events, we actually always go.
We go on tangents. We go on tangents quite a lot.
I don't know how we even got to that.
I think last week I was talking about school dinners.
Oh, we got into a school dinner talk.
So that's the kind of shows what our events are like. We have our kind of outline, but then we listen to our community because we have our comments just on the screen. If someone says something and it takes us on a kind of detour into a topic, we will go down it, and it does feel like a kind of community where everyone has their say. So we do go off on random tangents about random topics, and it becomes a big kind of like question time about random topics.
We'll just end up talking about something, and last week it was desserts. It got onto desserts somehow, and we were talking about that. And all the sippers, we call the people that come to our classes sippers. And when they're kind of online, they all just have discussions amongst themselves. So yeah, it's really funny. I actually didn't know the difference between a jam roly-poly and an Arctic roll, but I do now.
Wow. Amazing. So if anyone's got any questions, then just pop it in the comments. Someone's just said, it must be, I think it's Luke. We were talking about the coast as well, and that's how we mentioned about battered foods that you get down by the seaside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We were talking, I don't know how it got to that, but we were just talking about different foods, weren't we? That's the thing. We always go off in different discussions, and I think that was one of the main things that we wanted as well from our events, is just to create a sort of community atmosphere, because there was a lot of people still, I suppose, and at home by themselves,
and they haven't had any human contact that they felt they can talk to.
No.
So we kind of felt that we were their kind of outlet to have a conversation. So we found it between ourselves that me and Josie felt quite strange initially to have conversations with ourselves, with people listening.
Getting good at it now.
But we've realized that it's actually nice to have a discussion and then bring in the community, and then let's talk amongst ourselves. So it's actually really nice to have discussions. So they do start off with the topic or the theme or the artwork, and then it just does stream out into.
Because we could easily just talk about art all the way through.
100%.
But I don't think it'd be as interactive that way, because we do have some amateurs who don't really know ins and outs of loads of different arts. So
and we're not trying to claim that it's all about the art.
Not about,
we are so much about the fun. We're all about just taking a second to do something different and try something new. And a lot of people, like I said, are amateurs.
Definitely. Naomi just said it makes you forget about everything going on in the world, and you just have a laugh. Absolutely. Lisa's just said, how do you see yourselves moving forward? Are you going to continue doing virtual events as the restrictions ease, as well as kind of in-person events? You're going to go back to in-person events?
So at the moment, we were having this discussion, and we've started to plan out what's coming next. Really, virtual, 100%. We're going to continue. We've absolutely loved it. We love the aspect as well that you can actually. We've gone all over the world. So we've got people in Kenya, New Zealand, Holland, Switzerland. People all over, so our reach is a lot bigger. So that's the key thing that one of our aims is to bring art to the masses. So not just people who are already artistic or creative. We want to bring it to amateurs that think they're not creative. So I think 100% we're going down that route of virtual still. In-person events, yes, we're going to continue. I don't think it's going to be for a while. I think pubs and bars especially are going to have limitations on group sizes. I think our ticket sales won't really be very good to start with, because people are still worried about going out, which is 100% reasonable.
Yeah, that's normal.
I don't think we're going to go down to in-person. We're going to stick to right now the private events. So birthday parties and stuff. We've actually got all the equipment, tables, chairs and stuff to like pop up in someone's garden or house.
Oh, wow. Fantastic for the summer months.
Yeah, so I think people with bubbles and stuff that wouldn't mind us coming in potentially with our masks and stuff, like we're happy to do that. So I think that's the kind of route, we're going down, and then we'll play it by ear. I think virtual for us is going to be like a staple now, and that's something that we're going to continue. Yeah,
we find a lot of like team building and businesses are doing a lot of those kind of events online. So we are a nice kind of offering for them. I don't think a lot of companies have ever done paint virtual event, so we've even done
we've done a couple of corporate events already. So they're companies that are still staying away from the office, that want to bring their teams together. We send out art kits to them, so all their employees have the same equipment from home, and we do a Zoom call. So like what Lisa was saying, we do a Zoom call so everybody can see each other when that happens, rather than tuning in live or anything. Everybody can see each other's work, and we do it that way. So again, it's all just from our living room.
Thank you. That's fantastic. Does anyone have any more questions? So if they are looking to find you on social media, So where would they find you? What's your Instagram?
So we are Art Sippers everywhere, I think.
Art Sippers, perfect.
Sippers like sip, not slippers, strippers. We've got that before.
We've had that all the time. But yeah,
and are you doing one tomorrow evening, Friday?
Yes, we are. So
we've got one tomorrow. We haven't painted the artwork for it. I'm like literally.
Yeah. So we usually kind of make it a secret until Friday morning. And if they're in our kind of like Sipper Society community on Facebook, they get a sneak peek.
Yeah. They all know.
And what time is it tomorrow evening?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. So every Friday, 7 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
So we do that. And
then
then
next week we've got a special one. We do collaborations, and next week we're doing one with the Natural History Museum. We're doing a dinosaur.
T-Rex.
A T-Rex. Rawsome Rex. So
birthday parties are great ideas. Parents always look at something a bit different. Absolutely. Franchise next. I think holiday clubs. You've got to.
I know. That was something we thought about at the beginning of last year, but I completely forgot about.
I think we reached out. We reached out to a few people.
Yeah. And you're in a good area for it as well. Yeah. Putney, that kind of is really good area for it. I would say. Yeah.
Thank you. We'll definitely.
Yeah, fab, great. Naomi's just said, so inspirational, great conversation, and you both are incredible. Your passion shines through. Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for joining this evening. Has anyone got any more questions?
So what I would say as well, regarding like our virtual events, is to be careful of them, be wary of the tech involved. Like, so one thing that I guess we missed off is like, technical issues and being prepared for that, good lighting, good sound. I think that's one thing that we progressively got better at.
Yeah, so each week has been a learning curve, and we've always tried to learn and listen to our community. But like you said, the lighting, the tech, that's something that's really important.
And you need good Wi-Fi as well.
Wi-Fi is very important.
Otherwise it's not gonna.
Learning all the different platforms that work for you. They're really important because you want to reach different audiences, so you need to make sure that the platforms you use are right. So we're always learning, and that's the not going virtual. Just kind of look at the tech and try to get the right tech.
Yeah, make sure you get all your work saved on a platform where you can download it and save it, because then you can use it and showcase it, use it for promos and stuff like that. So make sure you get your tech up to scratch.
Fab.
That runs.
Oh, hang on. And then Lisa just said one more thing. How do we know what materials we need in advance before the session? Is it posted somewhere? I think she's going to join soon.
Lisa Sweeten wants to join us. So every so on our website we've got the kind of list of what we have for each event, and also on our Instagram before the events we'll tell you exactly what you need, exactly what colors and paints you'll need, and if there's any kind of specialist tools that you might need for that specific event. And we're looking to potentially come out with some art boxes that would have everything included in there, that you won't even have to worry about anything. So we will potentially be having that for us soon.
Instagram is our main platform where we promote. Where we tell people beforehand, we have a bit of a lead up, we tell people what they'll need, we keep posting it day in, day out, the time, everything like that. So it probably gets annoying to some people, but we post it a lot and tell people. So Instagram's probably our best platform.
Yeah, that probably is.
Or the Sippers Society Facebook group. Everyone usually posts their work as well in there, and they share it. And so I think Sippers Society is a good place to find out what's going on.
That's
and if you've got any questions, usually there'll be someone there to answer.
Usually people answer the questions before we even answer it. Yeah, so we've got Luke Stanton, who's one of our community leads, and they usually answer the questions before we even have a chance to answer. They're that quick. Any questions, you'll find the Sippers Society on Facebook. It's our Sippers group. And that's a great place to meet like-minded artists, or just like-minded people, and just good vibes people. We just want to create an atmosphere that's encouraging, really, really kind of just family orientated, that everyone can feel safe.
Great. Thank you so much. I think that's all the questions. Thank you so much for joining. That was really, really informative, giving lots of people ideas as well, I think, about what they can go on and do. Luke's just said the Sippers Society is the best place for the after party. And I look forward to coming to one of the events live when you do them.
You're welcome anytime.
Autumn. That sounds amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And it'd be lovely to, and are there pictures of the artwork on Instagram then? So if everyone wants to see what you can create, go and have a look on the Instagram, and then you can see what
and we
it is.
everyone else's work most weeks as well, so you can see what others have created and the levels they're at, and the improvements as well that they have coming out. So it's most things on Instagram.
Instagram's the main platform we use so far. So if you want to see what we're up to, Instagram's probably the best bet for now. Yeah,
definite. Fab. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice evening. Hopefully it's not raining where you are, and hopefully see you all again soon.
It's not raining where you are.
Oh yeah, it's a bit rainy here, but thank you so much again for joining. Thanks again, everyone. Hopefully see you in the group again soon. Have a lovely evening. Thanks so much, Lisa. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Thanks so much. Bye. Bye.